Welcome back. Thank you for joining us for today for plant-based cooking. We are so happy to have you. I'm your host today, Elise Rose with AARP Alabama. Today we have a special recipe made just for you. We're so happy to be having the opportunity to film today's show with the partnership with Jefferson County Office of Alabama Cooperative Extension System. We appreciate their partnership in making today's show happen. If this is your first time joining us today, we want to share with you that AARP Alabama is a 501c organization. Our goal is to make life easier as you age. If you have any questions about AARP Alabama, please feel free to leave a comment in the comment section or send us a direct message or call. Today, we're excited to be joined by our fabulous Chef Kim today, who always have a special treat for us. Hi, Chef Kim. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Doing well, and I'm so excited to see what you have cooked up for us today. What are we going to be making today? I know it's something delicious.
Yes, we're doing a faux pho.
Something different, but I know
Yes.
it's still going to be quite tasty. Can you, can you tell us what is going to be the prep time for our viewers?
I would say probably about an hour, just because of the broths that the time it takes to develop flavors with them.
Nice, not too long, but it's going to be a quick, easy, and delicious meal. And as always, just remember if you want to leave a comment or tell us how you like today's show, just leave it in the comment section. All right, Chef Kim, I'm going to let you take over for today and get us started.
Awesome. So I'm gonna start first with the ending in mind, which is just the garnish. So I've got a couple of wontons here that I have cut up, and I thought my oil was hot enough. But I'm just gonna put the little strips of the wontons in here, and they fry up pretty quickly. And I'll set the rest of them there. And so it's like a shallow fry. So just getting them heated through here. Just want them to be light and crispy. Um, you probably haven't had that with pho, but any kind of Asian, Oriental, Japanese style soup, my husband loves the little crunchy stuff. So I do that for him. So, all right, we've got that going, and we've got our paper here to dry them out. So I'll leave them alone a little bit and try to develop some color on them. So the reason that I'm doing this is because I would sit and watch my sister eat pho, and I was like, gosh, I really want to try that. And then also I've just sort of been having a craving for brothy soups. And so I said, how can I develop this flavor without using bones? Okay. So I was thinking, okay, what has really good depth of flavor like a broth? And of course, a vegetable stock. You could even find some really good either vegetable bouillon cubes that have good ingredients, as well as a base. And then I thought about it. I said, when I make collard greens or turnip greens, I could drink the pot liquor. And even on peas, the peas will be a little more cloudy. But I said, okay, what if I combine like a vegetable broth, the pot liquor from some greens, maybe vegetable bouillon or something, and just really made a really good rich broth, and then added some fresh veggies on top. So that's where I came about this. I think a normal pho takes hours and hours to make. And really the longest period of time that you spend doing this would be however long your pot of greens has to cook. Of course, turnips don't take as long as collard greens do. You can even saute some kale and do that. So I've got a couple of broths here, like that I mentioned. And then I also have just some mushroom stems that are stewing here in some hot water. So I'm going to continue working on the topping, which we could just cut a fresh mushroom and put it in there too. But I really want to fry up some shiitake to like just top it with on the top. So cut this in half, and it's pretty big. And just kind of cut some slices to put in this hot oil so they'll fry up really quick to go on top of the soup when we're done. All right, that should be enough. Okay, so once our oil gets hot, we can do that. We can drop that in. I won't do it like I did last time. I'll put one piece in, see how that, yeah. So I'm gonna let it get a little hotter. I don't want to burn it, but I do want it to cook quick. So turn it up just a tad more. All right. So we've got our crispy wontons ready. So we're just gonna go with our shiitake, and when that oil gets hot, we'll do that. All right. Let's see what this one little piece did. All right. So we're gonna drop in just a few pieces real quick. All right. Cook it really quick. And if you want, you can season this up in the oil, or you can season it after. Okay. You really want this to fry up so there won't be any moisture in here, and try to get them crispy. Or you could also, just roast them. They won't be crispy. They won't have that texture to them, but they will dry out in the oven. So we're gonna just let these continue to fry. Once they get ready, that'll be good to go. All right. So I've got another pot here, and to this pot, when we get done with this fry, to this pot, we're gonna add some star anise and some cinnamon. If you don't like cinnamon, you don't have to do it. It is a little sweet tasting, but not like sugary, okay? But you want to put all your aromatics in here, and which is what you are doing, infusing your broth with. So you've already got a good broth, a good pot liquor, but you can add more flavors. Like I said, some of these Pho cook for days. So I'm going to take some peeled garlic, which I didn't have to peel actually, but take some peeled garlic, about a pinky length, and put it in here, okay? And I'm going to smash some garlic, about 4 cloves. Keep checking on our mushrooms. They're about ready. A little bit longer. Maybe should have cut them a little thinner. All right, so we're going to smash the garlic. And I'm just going to slice it up, a little rough chop. Do this to all of it. I've got 4 cloves. And who doesn't like garlic and ginger? I mean, it's just the base of many dishes. Add all of this in to the pot. And I'm going to take out our shiitakes now so they can dry and crisp up. All right. Got several little pieces there. Now still is. All right. I'm just going to swap pans. Okay. I've got it on pretty high heat. And I'm going to add our broth to this, one of our broths. And if you feel like your broth is a little too strong, you can always add a little water to it, okay? thin it out. And I'm going to add this one, which has been infusing our mushroom stems in it. I'm going to pour it this way so we can pour out everything. Or don't pour the stems in our stock. So, okay. And then just discard the stems. Okay. Clean off our surface area a little bit. All right. So then you want to think about, okay, what do I want in my pho? You know, you go to hibachi, there's like hardly anything in there. Maybe a piece of, green onion or something, and, maybe a fried onion. Maybe on all that. Maybe a little bitty piece of mushroom, And I'm going to put these scallions in here for flavor as well. And we're just going to bring this up to a boil. Okay. And so fairly high. Okay. All right. Now we're going to go in and we're going to, again, think of it with the ending in mind. And so I definitely want some scallions in my bowl, some fresh scallions. Thai basil, amazing, some fresh herbs. You could do oregano or some cilantro would be nice in here as well. And that's where you're going to get a lot of your flavors from. I've got some carrots here, some bok choy. You can do some Chinese cabbage. Got some spinach here. Just going to cut a little of that up so it won't be so big and overpowering in the bowl. Cut it twice. And then I don't see this often, but when we had an opportunity a few years ago to go into a food hall, the pho place had corn. And I do see it every now and then, but I brought some corn. And then I have some noodles that I started off with too, just some more ramen, some I think it's rice and brown rice and millet. So we're going to take this corn, and this corn I roasted. So we're just going to cut it off the cob. And so it's nice and tender because it's been steamed in its husk. And one is probably plenty to go in one bowl of soup. Okay. Just put this in here at the end. And our water is coming to a nice rolling boil here. Folks, I'm going to taste that and see where we are with it. Okay. Clean this off a little bit. Just see if we need to add any heat. If you have some chilies, you can add some chilies if you like yours really hot. If you don't like it too hot, you can do like a jalapeno. A jalapeno would be nice. Some slices of that, raw slices of that at the end. All right. I'm going to taste this broth. It's hot. I need to add my heat in here. It's nice. It's very light. But you could add some lemongrass would be nice in here too. That would be really really nice. So I'm gonna add a nice little pinch of salt, sea salt, and I'm gonna add some heat. This is just a local red pepper flake cayenne seasoning. And although we did do the garlic, I'm gonna add a little more garlic powder. Taste it again. And this part is not going to take long. You're like I said, the longest period of time for the preparation is going to be developing flavor in your broth and your stock, and skimming that off your greens. That's nice. Definitely has heat. All right, we are really, we're good, babe, folks. Some other toppings, just want to mention that you can put in, like I mentioned, the fresh herbs. I've got some noodles here. You can do bean sprouts. So I'm just adding the noodles in. And I'll flip stuff up a little bit. I'm going to get this broth off here. I don't have a ladle, folks, so I'm going to do this in a really different kind of way. I'm just going to ladle the broth over our noodles. It's going to be delicious. Try to keep from pouring some stuff in here, just kind of pour it in. It's a nice, beautiful broth, too. Right. Okay. And we're going to add our spinach in. We're going to add some carrots. We're going to add some of those fresh herbs I talked about. I'm going to pull them apart a little bit. Some corn. Just add a little bit there. Just add some sweetener to it. And let me go in with this. And also, I have a lime. Get a little lime juice on there, you can. So just you think about the things that you like in your pho and go with it. That's what I would suggest. Okay. Cut that. And then we're gonna break apart some of these herbs and go in there. Okay. And some scallions. I don't think I had done that. Along with some of our crispy wontons. And some of our crispy shiitakes. And there you have it, y'all. Very simple, very easy. Just all the fresh veggies that you like, that you want in your pho. And that's it.
That looks so amazing, Chef Kim. It's making me hungry just looking at it. I know our viewers are going to enjoy this dish at home. And thank you for the recommendations as well. I was going to ask in case anyone has any allergies or anything specifically, they can just substitute any vegetables or any type of noodles, correct?
Yes, and if they wanted to, beef it up, so to speak, they could definitely add some tofu in here. They could crisp up the tofu, add some seasoning to it, and then add it at the end like I did. with the mushrooms, but that would make it a little more hearty if somebody wanted something with a little more sustenance to it.
Nice. I know it's going to be great either way. Thank you, Chef. Can we look forward to having you back again next month?
My pleasure.
If you enjoyed today's show, again, remember to like, share, and leave a comment in our comment section on our Facebook page or our YouTube channel. If you also is interested in seeing what other upcoming events we have, please visit aarpalabama.org to see more about our series for mindful movement and plant-based cooking, our local community outreach activities. Thank you again for joining us, and we're so happy to have this partnership with Jefferson County Cooperative Extension Kitchen again, and we look forward to seeing you all again next time. Bye-bye for now.